South Africa is a crime-ridden place, just like Jamaica, just like Trinidad. So if you hear a white man dead down there, it's not because he's white, or because they have a genocide, they have a thing against, they want to kill off the white people. It's not like that. It's just a crime thing. Black people are dead down there more than white people as it comes on to crime. But this man come now and say, them a kill off white people. So he might give them refugee status in South Africa, in America. And him start with it already. He won't do that with no brown people. He won't do that with no black people. Because you don't know how him see black people already. And Elon Musk, who born in South Africa, him started. And this guy sit down there, this man sit down there now and go like say, he must suck up to them. I don't know what's going to happen when him come back to South Africa. Welcome to the army of one. And it always start with one. Yeah. You want to go a mile, you have to start with one step. You want $1 million, you have to start with $1. We are talking about free man. Free man, that is what we are talking about. And we all need that free man vibes in a way so that we can move forward no matter what. Because we all need that vibration. The tendency is to watch other ones and see what other ones is doing. But you have to make the move. You have to start it, the journey. Because even though it might look like a next man's journey, it's your journey too. No matter feel say, it's just theme journey. And theme this and theme that. No. The whole way have to be part of that journey. And the journey is free man, liberation. We have to find the strength. The strength in a way. You can't just ray and lay every day. Too much of that. When you see we are going on, you know, too much of that are going, especially amongst African people. You look on TikTok, appear whiny and diny. Jokey. When I talk about, man must get joke, but sometimes you overdo it. When we know the starting and the beginning and the end of an era, we have to be that army. We have to see the army as one. So there with you, some events that take place, and we are talking about not only in Jamaica or in America, but we are talking about Africa. A couple weeks ago, we're not couple. Last month, we tell you, say, there was a planned coup against Ibrahim Traore that failed. A whole heap of time them try to get rid of him, Whole heap, like most about 20 times. Them plan something against him and it no work. But you know, we did also tell you that the possibility is that Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast, might be responsible for that coup, that attempted coup. I don't know how much did I listen, how much I did I listen to me when I said, but the Ivory Coast, a country where I really like that country they still, even though when I there, I can't understand nobody when them I say. A French them attack so much French. The weirdest thing, when I go to Europe, I understand French, only when I there Europe. When I come back to Jamaica, I don't remember nothing. And when I go into Africa, I hear the French. I still don't understand it neither, but guess what now? it look like them try a coup in a Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. And them a claim say is Traore organized the coup. But there is a ongoing coup in Ivory Coast with the army and the people. You never usually hear the people them are get involved in a coup. But the people them is revolting against the U.S. military place where them are set up there near the Burkina Faso. Yes, it's a serious thing. The military, you can remember say, them are run out the French. Mali run out the French. Senegal run out the French. Burkina Faso run out the French. Now, this country, which is French, them have decided, say, them are going to give America the way out to build up military base in the country, knowing that a whole heap of the country them around this so we speak French. They don't say them no want no French in them country again. And them get rid of the French them out of the country to control them own destiny. Now we say them a try a charge with the American base them. The American base them are set up for try a charge against any country where decides them are go outer line. Outer line. And the people them say, we will not have that. No way, Jose. We're not going to have that. So we're going to play a clip there soon about that. And we see that the president of South Africa gone the White House. Now the president look like a beg him want to beg something to ease up the pressure, the tariff pressure for him. And him a go there now to sit down and talk with Trump. And sit down and talk with Elon Musk of all the people them. Because you know Elon Musk born in South Africa. I don't know where him a look upon. Look, hey, all when him go back to Africa, I one hell with him, you know. Me da mention about the Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso. There is an alleged coup in in Ivory Coast now because the people them is upset because the government of Ivory Coast want to let in the American them to build an army base down there. And the army base is a place near to Burkina Faso. And them know them intention. So we want to play this news clip here out of Africa. Listen.
Rumors are currently swirling online about a possible coup d'etat underway in Ivory Coast. Various unconfirmed reports suggest that elements of the Ivorian military may be attempting to wrest power from President Alassane Ouattara. While details remain sketchy, the alleged motivation behind this move is believed to be the president's controversial agreement with the United States to establish a military base near the border with Burkina Faso and Mali.
I don't know how this is true, but it is being rumored that there is a coup in Ivory Coast. And at the moment, we actually do not know anything. We are just hearing there is a lot of information coming out that there was an internal coup in Ivory Coast and there is no internet. The internet has been switched off and it is alleged that it was an internal coup by the military who are now taking over the government. So we actually do not know how true this information is, but we are hoping that it is a true information that now Alassane Ouattara, a person who has been a threat to Ibrahim Traore, is being ousted out of Ivory Coast and the African nations are now rising. So at the moment, we actually do not have a lot of information. I've heard this from South Africans. I've heard this from the people from Senegal. I've heard from so many people who are now posting and coming out. But now the problem is Ivory Coast doesn't have internet as we are talking now. But As the news come in, I'll keep you updated. But we are hoping that this is true because, you know, Alassane Ouattara has been a threat to Ibrahim Traore, trying to take him down.
Why would any African leader, in this time of Pan-African resurgence, greenlight foreign military expansion so close to revolutionary neighbors? Is this not an act of betrayal against the very spirit of African unity? If you find value in our uncompromising reporting, please consider joining our channel membership or sending us a super thanks. Your contributions help us remain independent and fearless. According to several online observers and influencers, the people of Ivory Coast were not consulted about the new U.S. military base deal. Many see it as a dangerous provocation, especially given the region's ongoing struggle to free itself from neocolonial influence. Now, if these reports are true, could this moment be the long-awaited breaking point for Ivorians? Are we witnessing a shift where the people, supported by parts of the military, are finally rejecting foreign puppetry in favor of African sovereignty? Adding to the tension, a South African-based content creator recently posted a video alleging that massive protests are currently taking place across several Ivorian cities. The protesters, according to this video, are demanding that the military intervene and that President Ouattara resign. What would drive ordinary citizens to risk everything and call for a complete dismantling of the current government? Is this just a reaction to the U.S. base, or does it point to deeper frustrations with leadership, governance, and national dignity?
Hi, afternoon to all. Yesterday, 19 May 2025, were an internal coup in Ivory Coast. The president, Alassane Ouattara, might be killed or arrested at the moment. There is no internet at the moment. There is no internet connection. There is no visibility in Ivory Coast. So we, as the South African Student Solidarity Movement, we are watching the circumstances very carefully, because Ivory Coast is the only country in Africa to give America a chance to come attack Burkina Faso. So we are watching Ivory Coast very closely right now. You know, we are waiting the final results, see what happened in Ivory Coast.
In a separate viral video, speculation is growing that internet blackouts across Ivory Coast may be the result of deliberate suppression efforts. Some are alleging that the United States, concerned about its regional interests, is trying to prevent information from leaking out. Gunfire has reportedly been heard in various regions, and there are indications that the situation may be spiraling out of control.
There are some interesting news that are coming out of Ivory Coast, and this will make everybody or every Captain Ibrahim Traore's supporter so happy. Now, as we speak, it's reported that there was a military coup which took place yesterday in Ivory Coast, and the target was to throw away the current president, who is said that he's a puppet to the West. Remember, the same president gave out orders to United States to establish their own military drone base in Ivory Coast, and due to that, military have come up and defended their own country, and they have led a military coup which has led to a killing of the top general in Ivory Coast. Now, you see, right now as we speak, internets in Ivory Coast are already shut. They don't want this news to go past Ivory Coast because they know that this will shame both the West and those any other African leaders who have been the puppets to the West. As we speak, the people in Ivory Coast want to do away with their current sitting president.
Could foreign powers be attempting to restore a leader they consider vital to their agenda, even if the people no longer trust him? And why is the Western media silent on a crisis of this magnitude? Before we wrap up this urgent analysis, we want to play a short clip from Dr. Arikana Chihombori Kwao, who has long warned about the resurgence of African resistance and the importance of this revolution for future generations. Her message is especially vital today, as Ivory Coast potentially stands at a historic crossroads.
You don't expect those who put us in a position of servitude to undo the damage. They will continue it for as long as we're stupid enough to continue to listen to their lies. Wake up, Africa. Wake up, black people around the world. Africa is your problem. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For Africa to change, for you to be able to benefit from what is yours. What's in Africa is the inheritance of every black person on earth. But if you're stupid enough to listen to the lies, and while they continue to exploit your Africa, while they continue to amass wealth for their children, grandchildren, and generations to come, then the joke on you. But until we educate you, until we make you aware of what is really going on, and that is where we elders come in, we must speak truth to power. That's why we need a Pan-African television that's going to boom the history, that's going to let people know that you are part of an experiment to make sure that you continue to be in bondage. Understand that you are actually in shackles of the mind, that this war we are in, the war of #African economic liberation. We were denied economic liberation at this fake independence. Our people must understand the dynamics, that the systems that are in place, the World Bank, IMF, the Bretton Woods institutions, we must fight and push for them to be dismantled, because they never included Africa as part of their success is based on the failure of African nations and other developing nations. So why do we participate? Why do African ministers of finance even go to Washington? So I'm saying understand the systems, the financial systems, the trade systems, the UN. Those systems are not for us. They must be dismantled. Let's not participate in that.
How will our children remember this moment? Will they say we were silent while our nations were sold off again, or that we stood firm and demanded a new Africa? Africa is undergoing a seismic transformation. From the Sahel to the Gulf of Guinea, people are waking up to their right to self-determination and unity. Whether the developments in Ivory Coast are confirmed or not, the narrative is clear. Africans are growing weary of externally imposed control. The road ahead will not be easy, but every spark of resistance lights the path toward liberation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Africa News Channel.
Now, it's a really weird thing that this are going in other part of Africa. Meanwhile, the Ramaphosa, which is the president of South Africa, is now in Washington, and I try and make deal with Elon Musk and Trump. One of the deals I try and make is to bypass all of the laws them will govern business represented in South Africa, to make Elon Musk Tesla car them take over South Africa, and also in internet service. The people them are saying not to come back. The people in South Africa say not to come back to South Africa if you stay in Washington. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. The man sit down there and make deal, and after Elon Musk is the one who caused the whole heap of problem to South Africa, because he must say they must commit genocide. And you know them have a thing with them a show now where actually Trump in the White House show him say genocide that take place in South Africa, and Ramaphosa try to tell him say nothing like that. And the world, even white people tell him say no go so. But him still insists to say it, just like any other lie we usually tell. And now he might take white Africans, must not be mixed up with Africans in America. Dozens of them land in America as refugees because them say they are being oppressed in South Africa when it's them own most of the land. It's them own most of the land in South Africa. That is why Mugabe was hated so much. Because Mugabe say these people come there and take away the land from them. And in a Zimbabwe, them was not planting food, you know. These white people wasn't planting food, you know what them a plant? Flowers. Them a plant flowers for export it to Europe. Meanwhile, the land there for plant food, and the black people, them couldn't even touch it. Miles and miles of land. And when you ask them, oh, so much land, they say, it's a white, them call the name of the white man who own over there, so the white man who own over there, so. Well, it's the same thing with South Africa. The majority of the land in South Africa is owned by white people. And when them declare now, say, they must distribute the land to the black Africans, them that them can't get land to do whatever them want to do with it. You hear Elon Musk ball out say, them a kill off the white people them there, and them allow them to have refugee status in America. If you watch the little white people them with them baby, everybody coming to America now, so they must start new life. But none of them not tell you say genocide are going down there. And the president of South Africa and Donald Trump sit down in the White House, and they must show him video where they must kill. Watch a man. South Africa is a dangerous place, you know. My brethren named him Lucky Dube. Him get hijacked in him car, you know. Them kill him. And the man them, 5 of them, when them hear say Lucky Dube, them kill them go kill themselves. South Africa is a crime-ridden place, just like Jamaica, just like Trinidad. So if you're a white man dead down there, it's not because he's white, or because him have a genocide, them have a thing against, them want to kill off the white people. It's not like that. It's just a crime thing. Black people are dead down there more than white people as it comes on to crime. But this man come now and say, them a kill off white people. So he might give them refugee status in South Africa, in America. And him start with it already. He won't do that with no brown people. He won't do that with no black people. Because you don't know how him see black people already. And Elon Musk, who born in South Africa, him started. And this guy sit down there, this man sit down there now and go like say, he must suck up to them. I don't know what's going to happen when him go back to South Africa. You know, this is really weird. After all them tune you make to liberate Africa, and we see a little youth, we see some youth rise up in West Africa, you know, and I say, French, leave. And a female too, the female from Namibia, she rise up and she take side with Ibrahim Traore. She take side with him. And I say, yes. And if you see how much people in Africa take side with the little youth, I would say little youth, well a youth still. And then we have Senegal. One time Senegal was the eyeball of France in Africa, you know. Senegal was the eyeball of France in Africa. Now we see a youth come take over that and say, French, enough is enough, leave. We see it happening in Mali, we see it happening in Burkina Faso, we see it happening in Niger. We see it go down the line now, you know. See it go down the line. So we don't know what happened, but we know say something is happening in Africa where we need to take a stock of because the Western world not telling us what is happening. The Western world not telling us what is happening. And we have to go find the news them from down there and make you know what is happening because it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. The coup against Ibrahim Traore. Enough time them tried. And the brethren still stand up there. Still stand up there. And everybody I watch what happen with a youth there. Everybody. Everybody. We have a real genocide go on in a two different places in the world. One in the Gaza and one over in Africa there. A whole heap of people are going like say them don't want to recognize genocide when them see genocide. And them really get good name now. Good afternoon, Mr. Dabdo.
Hi, good afternoon, Muta.
Why you know easy?
Good night.
And the second time for about a month now you come on the program. You was in the day, now you come at the night.
Yes.
So we just talk about genocide. Yeah.
Yes.
We just talk about genocide a while ago. And I know say the Gaza, it look like it get worse, man. It look like the guys them are kill the people them quicker now.
Well, they have, yes.
Since Trump come, it's like them get a green light for just kill them and sweep out the land and everything.
To be honest, it's a progression that was happening under Biden.
Biden,
it started under him, and he did nothing really to stop it except pretty words.
No, him never do nothing. Give them more bomb. Give them more bomb.
Yeah, the progression really is preparing the world for what they're about to do.
Yes.
And power struck, and our silence is causing it to happen. It's causing the progression. I'll give you an example. Remember when the first hospital was bombed in Gaza?
Yeah.
Israel came out and said it's a lie, they didn't do it, that it was Hamas who did it. I wonder if you remember that.
Yeah, man, I remember, man.
CNN and all of them was trying to make it out that it was not
Hamas.
Israel that did it. No, there are 36 hospitals in Gaza, and Israel has bombed every striking one and destroyed most of them.
Yes.
So that government is a lying criminal government that is holding the whole world at ransom. And it's amazing that the Western leaders, because of money connections or fear or what, because they will have people going against them in election with heavy money, they're all like little wimps and boys. Trump hasn't really shown me that he's any different than them. He talks a good talk.
Yeah, but he must supply them with Gaza and talk, but he want to move the people them from half of the land and make it become
they have all
hotel
been
resort.
supplying. Yeah, all these countries have been supplying Israel with weapons.
Yeah.
Even, it's funny, even yesterday, when Lamy was talking about UK and France and Canada,
Yes.
he's saying no, they have to take a stand. They sent a spy plane over a British spy plane over Gaza the same after he spoke. I mean, these people are just lying, hypocritical criminals who are dehumanizing the world. They're not just killing off Gaza.
Yeah.
They're killing the whole world, humanity.
South Sudan.
What Gaza has done is expose the hypocrisy and the criminality that has been going on and been well hidden.
Yes.
You mentioned some of the things in Africa, and nobody is speaking about it. I mean, what happened in the Sudan? The M23 is backed by the United Arab Emirates.
Senegalese president.
No.
Not Senegalese. Not Senegalese. Yeah, no.
Sudanese. He's a rebel leader, so-called rebel leader.
No, I mix it up with Rwanda. Sorry, I mix it up with Rwanda.
Oh yeah, that's another story which involved the Congo.
Yeah. Sorry, I mixed it up with
That is another sellout leader. I just say, the world is watching Ferrari. The man's behavior is impressive. He's not a fool. They will go for him. The upside is like you have something you control for centuries. You're not going to give it up easy. But the world needs to wake up. But what's happening in Sudan, I want to go back to that. But people don't know that. I don't hear them talking about it. But we don't know. It mainstream media is not telling us. 13 million people have been displaced. And there's a gentleman named Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo, who was actually born in Chad, who is leading the M23. But guess what? He all the areas he's gone with his forces and taken over the mines, the gold mines. He's done it as a business for himself.
Yes.
In league with the United Arab Emirates. And it is a disgrace. This ICC and the ICJ is just a puppet, disgraceful example to the world. Sudan took UAE to the ICJ to say that their army had provided proof and how they're destroying the country by arming these people, the M23. But of course, they benefit from the gold mines that this man is stealing.
Yes, that is why they take it from them.
Yeah. Well, so what happened? What did the ICJ rule? They didn't rule that United Arab Emirates is not doing it. They ruled that they have no jurisdiction to enact. What's it? I just wrote it down. To enact the measures against the UAE. And the judges voted to end the case. They don't even say, well, all right, we condemn their action. They don't even say that. Yet, the ICC could issue a warrant for the Filipino Duarte on the 7th of March, and on the 11th of March, this man is in the air, flown up, arrested, detained the same day on the 11th of March, and flown out the same day. Netanyahu has a warrant out for him.
He might fly up and down, he might go to America.
Oh yeah, all over the world.
All over the world, he might travel to come back to Jamaica too.
Not only that, the guy who issued the warrant has his bank accounts frozen in all over the world, in the Western world.
Yeah.
The ICC prosecutor. And now he has resigned. So, I mean, this is a joke. And we are at a crossroads now. Israel has said, Netanyahu has said, Smotrich has said, and the other leader, Ben Gvir, all three of them have said they are going to remove the Palestinians from there.
From Gaza. They're going to move them, so they're going to find somewhere to go.
Yeah, and they're bombing and killing them. Plus, they're starving them. Yes. I mean, and the whole world is so damn silent. What happened is a number of politicians in the House of Commons in England have been raising hell about it. If there is a vote, it would be overwhelmingly to cut ties with Gaza. But all they have to do is control the Prime Minister and the Foreign Secretary, which is Lamy. Yeah. And nothing is done. They don't put it to a vote. It is sick. So 90% of the people in the world are against this. But they are mostly silent. Although there have been thousands and thousands of people, millions really, who have demonstrated all over the world. But if you feel that you have no power, then you have no power.
Yeah.
You need to talk out. You need to condemn these people. You need to see reporters and say, why are you being silent? This is your job. 225 journalists have been killed in Gaza. Yeah. And you mean the press association of how many countries have not condemned it, including, unfortunately, Jamaica's thing.
No, well, Jamaica never condemn nothing now, you know.
Well, I
like
saw the
first time, you know.
Association president and I said to him, why don't you, listen to this. He says, why don't you send me a letter? Now imagine, a media man.
Him tell you must send him a letter?
Yeah, about doing a condemnation.
I mean the media. Him is a journalist.
Yes. This is it. It reminds me when I was on radio with somebody who was a so-called journalist, sports journalist, many years ago.
Yeah.
And he had a publication in his hand. And I mentioned something to him. And he says, you know, I don't think that's right. I said, it is right. Those are the figures. And he said to me, well, I don't know. I don't know that's right. I said, well, you know, you should know. You're a journalist. I said, I am just a fan. I said, anyway, look in the book that you have in your hand and check if it's not right. So the total unprofessionalism, I have to say. And people in the world just have positions now, including prime ministers, including and they only have it for position to be listening to what people are telling them what they should do. So why have we reached this way? We have reached here because I think 34, first of all, there was always a colonial history.
Yeah.
And it may change its form, but the people who want to be in charge will change their style of keeping in charge. But about 40 years ago, I think, worldwide, it grew to the point where, in terms of what was our values in the world, how much money does a man have? You listen to people talk, Jamaica, anywhere you're talking about. Boy, I have money. Sometimes you'll talk, you know, this guy is a very dishonest guy. Boy, I have a whole heap of money, you know. So once you lose that value system, I remember as a little boy growing up, you tell me, Muta, who were the most respected people in the community? You know who was one most respected? A teacher. The teacher was looked up to. Today, the teacher, them not have money. But
everybody, every youth would want to a police or a doctor.
Yeah. Police well, yeah.
Or fireman.
All that, right. Talking about doctor, we are now charging people $4.2 million a year to study to be a doctor.
Okay.
And all this is part of the IMF and World Bank program where...
Still hang on upon them.
Yeah, I mean, it is all stupid.
And they will say everything I go
for
right.
ourselves.
Yeah.
But going back to this genocide, I think it is a shame. The CARICOM meeting is coming up. They have the obligation to actually cut ties with Israel for this. They have the obligation to shine the light on the atrocities being committed in Congo and Sudan. They have that obligation, but they don't have the courage.
You don't hear no Caribbean leader talk about what is happening in the Congo and in South Sudan. None of them, none.
And I want to tell you, unfortunately, probably, they don't really know.
I mean, they don't know, man.
They don't
It's
really
coward.
care.
It's coward.
Well, when I say they don't know, they know of it, but they don't know any detail. You know, and of course that would come under your foreign ministry. But it is heartless and crazy.
Terrible.
So our obligation now, as we think as little people, is just to look after ourselves and wait to hear what the money man them say we want.
Yeah, well,
I'm a businessman. Yeah, I'm a businessman, Muta. Nothing is wrong with business. But when you're a crooked businessman, then it's bad. You know?
All right, we have to move.
We're not changing the stuff.
We have to move.
Anyway,
we have to keep talking about it. We have to move, but we have to keep talking about it.
Right. Okay, Muta.
All right. Give chance to call again. We want to play this. You know, every time we go to play a tune, we don't get to play it. All right, wait for the tune, then we'll go on and play this.
Never have I heard a silence as loud as when a mother delivers a child already condemned by the sky above her. Dr. Ezzeddine Shahab, a physician and a writer in Gaza, wrote the following on his Twitter page on May 3rd. Yesterday at Al-Auda Hospital in northern Gaza, a girl child came into this world, and the world rejected her. She had no brain, not in the poetic sense of innocence or purity, but anatomically, literally, anencephaly. No cerebrum, no future thought, no dreams, no memory to be made, a skull empty of purpose. She was full term. Her mother carried her for 9 long months, through burning nights and weeping mornings, through dust, grief, and sirens, and then birth, but no life to save, only silence. The doctors stood helpless, mocked by the limits of their hands. I saw them, people of medicine, their skilled, sterile fingers trembling, not from confusion, but from recognition. Teratogenic damage, developmental failure, genetic disfigurement, not by chance, but by war. Bombs struck not only buildings, but chromosomes. The weapons, steel, shiny, American, fell not just to destroy the present, but to corrupt the womb, to poison the idea of tomorrow. What do we call this horror? Radiation, dioxins, depleted uranium, invisible toxins that do not kill quickly. They wait. They embed, cross placental walls, and twist the neural tube. They disrupt life before it begins. There are more cases, miscarriages, premature births, malformed limbs, cleft palates wider than sorrow, spinal cords like broken scrolls. The doctors whisper now, this is no cluster, it's a pattern. A Lancet study warns of up to 200,000 indirect victims, not from blast wounds, but from genetic harm passed down to generations unborn. But the world is deaf. It counts the dead by explosions, not deformities. It tracks casualties by limbs lost, not genes shattered. And here beneath the rubble, the deepest wound is in the womb. I saw her yesterday, the mother. She didn't cry. She only looked. Her arms were empty. She had carried a daughter with no brain, but the child had eyelashes, fingers, and that's the most terrible thing, that life tried, that the body obeyed, that even in apocalypse, the cells kept building. Somewhere, another child may be born marked by air their mother once breathed, and they won't know why. They say war ends, that ceasefires come, that healing is possible. But how can it end when it lives in cells, when the placenta becomes a battlefield, when biology becomes the archive of war? This is not just a war of fire and steel. It's a war against life, against women, against the act of birth itself. I have seen death, bodies torn, lungs gasping under broken ribs. But never have I heard a silence as loud as when a mother delivers a child already condemned by the sky above her. And so I write, not to accuse, not to weep, but to remember, because some weapons do not explode, they incubate. That was Dr. Ezzeddine Shahab writing from Gaza. Suleiman Hedji, a photojournalist, took the aerial footage you saw over the ruins of Rafah in the south earlier this week.
Can you imagine when them start bulldoze Gaza to flatten it with all them rubble there, how much bodies under them rubble there where them not find? Can you imagine how much baby under them blocks and steel there? We're still under there from the war start and now. Man, may I tell you, man to man, man. Terrible, terrible. On top of voices, sweet honey in the rock. Listen to the rhythm. Listen to the rhythm. Difference in music. Here we go now. Listen.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to The Breakdown. I'm your host, Sandra Bebu Boateng. So Senegal has officially launched its first ever oil refinery. It's a major move that has the potential to change the game, not just for the West African nation, but for the entire continent. Now, if you're thinking, okay, cool, why should I care? Stick with me, because this is about way more than just oil. It's about power, it's about control, and a shift as far as Africa finally beginning to take charge of its own future. Now, before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss another critical conversation like the one we're about to have. All right, guys, so let's rewind a little bit, okay? Up until now, Senegal had to import refined petroleum products. So basically, crude oil would leave Africa, get processed elsewhere, and then come back at a higher price. And that's the cycle we've seen all over and over again in Africa. And frankly, it is one of the reasons why the continent remains one of the poorest on Earth. Although we are blessed with an unimaginable abundance of natural resources, and I'm talking about resources that cannot be found anywhere else in the world, we extract very little value from them. You see, most of these resources are exported out of the continent in their raw state, and then they are returned to the continent in a finished or refined state at a premium price. So something that should cost, maybe $1 will end up costing $5 because it was refined out of the country or the continent. There is very little value creation happening on the continent. So think oil, gold, diamond, cocoa, you name it. But Senegal just said, enough of that. Time to change that. And so it all began in 2014 when the Sangomar offshore oil field was discovered off the coast of Senegal. Drilling in the field began in 2024, and this put Senegal on the map as an oil-producing nation. But here's where things got really interesting, because instead of just pumping the oil and shipping it off to be refined somewhere else, Senegal made a power move. They said, we will build our own local refinery and keep that value right at home. And that's exactly what they've done. You see, they've invested over $1 billion in upgrades to their national refinery known as Senegal African Refinery Company, SAR, leveraging financing from local banks as well as the Pan-African Bank, Afrexim Bank. And today they've processed their first batch of crude, 650,000 barrels to be exact, producing 90,000 tons of diesel, gasoline, kerosene, and butane gas. That's huge, but they are not done yet, as they are reportedly in the midst of an additional $500 million deal to further expand their capacity. So let's zoom out for a second. Why does this matter beyond Senegal? Because this is about Africa shifting from being just a supplier of raw materials to actually controlling the production process. You see, oil isn't just a resource, right? Oil is power. The countries that control oil production control their own economic destiny. Look at Dubai. Look at Saudi Arabia. And for way too long, African nations have been locked out of that power structure. Think about it. Nigeria, Angola, Ghana, they have all got oil, but they still have to import refined fuel. It just doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, countries like the US, China, and Europe make billions refining and selling it back to Africans. Now that's the cycle that Senegal is breaking here. Fuel prices could drop. Local jobs, potentially thousands of them created. Energy security, a huge step forward. And let's not forget the bigger picture. Africa loses billions every year by not refining its own resources. So Senegal's move is proof that that doesn't have to be the case. But of course, with big wins come big responsibilities, right? The government has already set up commissions to review oil contracts to make sure that foreign companies aren't walking away with all the profits. And that's the right move. Because if we're talking long-term success, we have to make sure that the money is staying in the country and that it's benefiting its people. So the next step, well, Senegal needs to reinvest these oil revenues very wisely. Infrastructure, education, and this is a big one, renewable energy. They have the chance, an opportunity to be a leader, not just in oil, but in Africa's transition to clean energy. And let's hope they take that.
Now, few had heard of him a year ago, and now he is set to become Africa's youngest president. The official results of Senegal's election are expected by the 29th of March, but provisional results show that opposition leader Bassirou Diomaye Faye, who's 44, is set to win. His extraordinary rise caps a roller coaster period in Senegalese politics that caught many off guard. Months in jail alongside ally and kingmaker Ousmane Sonko ended suddenly, with the pair released the week before the presidential election. Now, Mr. Clean, as he's nicknamed, has promised to get to work on some sweeping reforms. Let's speak to our West Africa correspondent, Thomas Nardi. Just tell us a little bit more about Mr. Faye.
Well, Diomaye Faye is a 44-year-old tax inspector and a member of the disbanded Pastef party, co-founded by popular opposition figure Ousmane Sonko. They were both imprisoned on separate charges and subsequently released just days before the election. And Ousmane Sonko was disqualified from contesting in the election because of a suspended defamation conviction. So Diomaye Faye was selected to replace him. He is known among his peers to stand for the principles of fairness, integrity and transparency. And he's already started speaking. He said that he will rule this country with humility and he will also fight corruption. His promise to reform the country's institutions and deal with challenges facing the youth, such as unemployment and the high cost of living. He made these remarks during his first public appearance after his main political challenger conceded defeat.
Okay, thank you very much. That's Thomas Nardi for us there, our West Africa correspondent.
What's happening in Senegal also speaks to the importance of leadership. Since taking office in April 2024, President Bassirou Diomaye Faye, the youngest elected leader in Africa, has made one thing clear. Senegal is reclaiming its sovereignty. And he's not just talking the talk, he's walking it, taking decisive action. In November 2024, he ordered the withdrawal of French military troops, sending a strong message that Senegal will no longer be a staging ground for foreign powers.
As French people, could you imagine seeing us in your country with tanks or military vehicles, with Senegalese soldiers in Senegalese uniforms? That's what history has been like. France has enslaved, colonized, and remained.
And on the economic front, he's renegotiating oil and gas contracts, making sure that Senegal, not foreign companies, reaps the benefits of its natural resources. And he's also doubling down on cultural independence, pushing for the use of indigenous languages, and I love this, over French in schools and government. So what's the takeaway? It's simple. Senegal is setting the blueprint for how African countries can take control of their own resources and break free from dependence on foreign players. This refinery is bigger than oil. It's about self-sufficiency. It's about economic growth and a new vision for Africa's future. And for me, it is just so exciting to see. So the question now is, who's next? Which African nation would you like to see follow Senegal's lead?
Move that has sent shockwaves through the corridors of Western power and ignited a fire of pride in the hearts of Africans everywhere. Namibia's freshly minted president, Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, has thrown down the gauntlet. With the fearlessness of Burkina Faso's revolutionary lion, Captain Ibrahim Traoré, this trailblazing woman, Namibia's first female leader, has declared that starting April 1st, 2025, US citizens will no longer waltz into her nation without a visa. Yes, you heard that right. The days of Western privilege on African soil are numbered, and Nandine Ndaitwah is leading the charge with a boldness that echoes the thunder of our ancestors. This is no timid policy tweak. This is a seismic shift, a roaring proclamation of sovereignty that reverberates from the dunes of the Namib Desert to the shores of the Atlantic. For decades, Namibia has flung its doors wide open to tourists from the United States and other Western nations, welcoming them with open arms and visa-free entry for up to 90 days. It was a gesture of goodwill, a strategy to bolster tourism, a lifeline for Namibia's economy, and a nod to the global image of a hospitable Africa. But no more. President Nandine Ndaitwah, barely a week into her historic tenure, has turned the tables with a policy rooted in the sacred principle of reciprocity. If Namibians must jump through hoops, endure humiliating visa interviews, and...
Oops. Wow, that cut off, so. This is the cutting edge on RFM. We are going through the paces, you know. We are going through the paces because enough things we not hear. We are come out of Africa, enough things we not hear. So we feel our duty to keep you up to date. For those of you who don't follow the internet and do have the internet to follow you, there is enough things happening in Africa that we need to understand and know. We don't want them keep blinded. We don't want them keep it dumb. But that's really what. Them are keep it dumb. So we feel that it is necessary and important that we carry through these spaces of what is happening there politically. And not only politically still, because you know, they say if you look on all TikTok, most of the things them we see on TikTok with African, you know, is dance, them a dance. Or there's some foolishness. Somebody a grab somebody's purse and give the next person, or we see the whole of them, or some big bottom woman a bounce over this one, a bounce over this one. Most of the time you see it from Africa, that you see. And when I say no, go more than that, you know, but if you have 10 times, you see it, 9 times, you look, you see some whole heap of madness and craziness are going. Like that is the only thing black people know for do. Yes, that's what them show you. When you look on the Chinese people, them, whole heap of time you see them do some study. Something them a try do to educate themselves. Black people make even the TikTok tongue them in there. And the China man started. He never started for you to do that. And that you make it turn into. And that you make it turn into. It's 12 o'clock and the dot. 12 o'clock. It's ill.
Yeah, man. Morning, sir, Muta.
Morning.
Yeah, man. I'm there commanding and welcome back, Calm Raspa. Long time when I hear from him, but he was on last week, and it's good to have bright people calling and informing us, Muta.
Yeah, man.
I pledge again, Muta. Why, Muta, quite frankly, I don't know where to go, but you're 100% right. Trump took in a lot of white refugee, and I noticed you saw them deal with black people, the rejection and the resentment. And when they made exploit South Africa and exploit black people, America support all these things and all that. But so quick him might set the white people them.
Well, you know that him that him run off, you know. And all the people them who him deport so far. No white people no night.
No white people no night. So you see when you and Carbo educators I tell you say, when you sit down and wait for these white people to come save. Muta white people are my enemy. Me no want no friend from them. If me and them do business, them give me what I want and I pay them and I gone. But the problem with we black people now, Muta, we want to friend them and white people now want to friend with. Because white people don't see we as human beings. And it's the same thing I go on out here with the class thing, Muta. You understand? The same thing I go on, but when I ask the Muta, our captain, the Abraham Charo, when them catch these people who make attempt to assassinate him, it's like me I hear someone I know about the enemy them. There's not an international court where you can sue like France or these. Obviously, France and America are there behind it. You can sue them or do something or show some good example of these terrorists then.
Well, what going on now is that him run them out of the country and then control up back the things them where them did control over the years. I don't know about carry them go to prison. I don't know how you do
that.
That
I think, but me like him, I say, would hand them back over to them wherever they come from. But I think him should have the public firing squad and show people, say, no, this is a consequence.
No, but you can't, no, that's how it work.
That's
how it work. You can't go take some foreigner who will do something like that and just take them and start firing squad.
No, they want them where come there for assassinate and they want them where them pay much money as murder.
Oh, them man, yeah. Oh, yeah, well.
Sure, example.
Some of them dead, you know. I don't know why people, you know, the people them from Cote d'Ivoire.
It no matter one thing, no,
man, I went up them dead the other day, you know.
Yeah, man, when I met
the little attack will go on, you know. And now for the man, them would plan certain things. Get caught up in a gunshot and bullet. And
but look, for a country like Nigeria, Muta, you know what Nigeria, they are Jamaican, we are a little South Africa will fight against human rights. Nigeria, I support the French people and the US, really now. And then I was told that I'm supposed to come here to do some speech and our government turn him down. The captain there, Abraham Charo from Burkina Faso.
I don't think that's true. Who said that?
It's a rumor me I hear, but I think that's true. All right, Muta, we can move on now. Question, Muta. Question. The machine there where them buy for 30 million and they go around. There's not a solution to it. Why is it that whosoever oversight thing they call the company will buy it from or them ask for a receipt?
No, but them get a receipt, you know, with a number upon it, you know. Because them say, I know the machine where them talk about another one that them did buy. I mix up. Because you listen to one set of people. You listen to one set of people and them say, it's repair the machine where the PNP man talk about. It's a machine where them send go Texas for go repair. And it come back and it costs $1,000 US. But a new machine did buy will cost how much money, I don't know how much.
Supposed to cost 300,000.
It's a different machine that them are talking about.
They must say it's a different machine to justify it now. Motor to say, all right, we get a bigger machine so the money justify. Motor, you say it evident now, so you can't trust no entity with this guy with jacket and tie. I don't see no rasta. Every sort of corruption in this country, Motor. I don't say a Rasta man in it, no. But make a Rasta man involved in it. A pay jacket and tie.
No, Rasta man not going to that, man.
We come from university. So where's the integrity, Muta? Where's the honor? Where's the moral then? That's our thief. And I pretty up things. Every entity, Muta, we can't give our account for $3 trillion. And we'll come back plus we add an next machine to it for value.
But you figure out now. If that's why I can't interview politician on a program, you know. All right. One politician tell you something, you know, and when you listen to him grab you, you know, you believe it, you know. And when the next politician come with theme reason, now, him grab you too and you believe him. So two of them can't write, you know. One must wrong.
Must wrong. All right. Two things quickly.
One must wrong.
You tell me for the past 10 years, we ever find a politician involved or support demonstration? Name 2.
Demonstration?
Involved in it. So you see the election thing where I go and you say, oh, Babsy and tough time, it's up behind the nurse them. These people in a business with nothing.
No, but you don't know this all, when name Dr. Watson, what them call him now, Dr. Oldness. You know, every day, Dr. Depan Oldness, Depan jail
promotion. Yeah, every day.
Every day, something when him say, some which part him there.
Muta, you see,
all over the place.
I know, you mentioned, so well, all right, people, we'll cut up some little piece of land, this, I know, and them here in a Muta, them here, I know, you my mention, all right, we'll cut up some land, when our ancestors fight for these land, come for peace of land, every family get a piece, we can't give everybody in the family, but every family get a piece of land, and you put all the cloud on it and a family, I know, but you see them on the TV, and the reader, I do the government work, but I promote for in a third term for a reason. And the PNP, I behave like say them win. I behave like them win. You understand? But next thing, Muta now, next thing. Some video are going with some young police boy. I'm not disrespect them, but some young police boy look pan big man, so them a box them. Question now. You notice the policeman like interview
You see the thing we're going on, I go and spend.
I get a picture of fire, yeah. But question now, Muta, but the police them know for the better Muta, you know, it's not politician now about it, and come back to the South Africa thing where I say, they don't value black people like that, so you find a police boy who come look for a big man trim back and say, my box them down. And Andrew Willis don't condemn it, The police commission don't condemn it, Them company never company really in a motor and tell you all sort of things. I say, well, we train them on this motor. If me tell my girl, I said, hey, and then go be, me tell them to leave my house or my yard quickly. Interview a commissioner police like the guy, then they might tell you where you are, here motor. You can't look for a big man, but through him black, them have no respect for themselves. And the man, them license.
We have to take a break.
Yeah,
and
man.
So I come back, me don't know. Take a break.
This one.
The time on Ivory FM is?
The time is 15 minutes past 12 o'clock. See there?
Yes, my general, Muta. Two things quickly.
Come on,
Muta,
quick,
me dare you to get any senior superintendent of police or commissioner of police to come from the radio for an hour or half an hour and tell me what the police can do. Because a policeman is supposed to take your license. You're supposed to show him, In them not condemn the young police, but it's like the police force run without the head, them just get paid and I come sugarcoat things. But Muta, truth out to that's why I can't like Labour and PNP. No police now go Beverly's Archer gang no kill no youth. Just look what they killing them are go on. Just look where it are going on. And just tell them to do it.
Hold on. But me not say we are going down in the garrison, them are going up at Cherry Garden. So why them would have go up there and kill somebody?
No, but gunman up the Muta. I live at Cherry Garden a couple so much years. I'm see things I live at more now.
Then you should have go to the court, go tell them.
Oh, me for them, but so tell man
gunman up there.
Come, no, me kind of in a system, but more still more. All right, Muta. Because finally now, what took place the other day, I notice now upon the radio now, it come like where politicians are campaigning and say, don't kill no baby, don't kill no woman. Protect the woman, protect the babies. Muta, we lose 1,800 odd people every year. 5 of that, I'm sure 5 of that. Out of that 1,000, 5 women are dead. Now 5 baby. Warm to the man them, so the man them for dead then. Every life is a life for me, Muta. When it's in the belly.
Yeah, I know, but
and that's how I promote Muta.
No, hold on. Yeah, we hear about man and get shot in the rest, but when a man kill a little youth, cut throat of the baby or rape a little girl and throw a little girl, that make you feel different, Rasta.
Yeah, we condemn that Muta.
Yeah, we don't go condemn, but it make you feel different. It make you feel different, man.
Muta, we are support foolishness,
No, but when you say our life is a life, yes, but the circumstance will surround the life. A little girl or what, a man will take her and rape her and kill her.
Yeah, that's
a different thing. I mean, That's
why I say muta every life is a life, because if you check the statistic with the murder rate for the year, 1,800, 1,900, most of them, 85% of them are young man and men muta. So what we are say, if muta life no important than Andrew and me, everybody life important, even if he's a garbage man or he's a man who cut the land, because on low tier we value working. When them go and find them the worst and that, work with them now, them go and find go do it. So every man life important, when them have degree,
every man life important. Every man
right,
life important.
But you don't promote. Just emphasize alone for pitney a woman. Emphasize for men too. Emphasize for that side. Them run come and muta come work, because when them get with the teeth in them can't do it foreign. So them come and them can't go prison outside. When you find you get a machine, I'm not want to buy a machine where to save life. You rob the money, you know, buy about 4 more machines with that muta man. Good God, man. And the Governor General lip seal, the Prime Minister lip seal. How can them man away? Educated, we're supposed to make the country better. You buy a machine and the man say, that money there, 30 million they were spent, could I buy how much machine? Then why would they have bed in the hospital, muta? I used to want everything I just pay poor people. I feel it.
So we are saying them shouldn't buy the machine, or them should
buy 4 of the machine muta with the money instead of rabbit up. Them now heart, man, and them I get to it. Them nothing now come outside. Kind of say, this the 3 trillion. The 3 trillion silence now favor William. This make a statement on it, you know. I notice, you know, you're nothing more about it. Nothing more about it. Nothing now come out of them thing and just like the X6 and the man that beat room out of the chair our country and this. Long life muta.
Yes, EL.
Yes, muta. EL up to the bridge in with that talk earlier.
Yeah. And you never tell me name yet, you know. You never tell me the name yet.
Never.
I don't know him name. Him call every week and I don't know him name.
Yeah. Well, I think because of the truth and rights so him attack, him keep that off the radar. You know what I mean? Because, you know, so him just a deal with the information which is true and so. But Brexit Part 2 war start again. Because Keir Starmer do a reset deal with the European Union, which will lower prices on air travelers and the Brexiteers.
He must sidestep America. He must sidestep America.
Yes, and say that a surrender by a deal with the EU, you know. But what has happened, you know, Muta, is that since Brexit, the prices of things have gone up because taxes and things coming from the EU, which wasn't in the time of EU thing, and travel and all kind of thing. So people really, really feeling it. So when Keir Starmer do that, it really helping. But the diehard Brexiteers, them no business, even though people suffering and them suffering too. You know what I mean?
So they must take into consideration Trump tariff too, because that's rising.
Precisely, that is to show you them hypocritical. Them now cost Trump with what Trump do. We hurt them. But them onto the EU, which the EU thing. A lot of medicine that used to come through the EU. No longer come, a lot of people can't get important medicine because it used to come from the other European Union countries. You know what I mean? So I am glad that the reality has shown that, you know what I mean? And them we there for real, you know. So that I go on.
And the Chinese man, them give America hell, man.
Yes, man.
You know, see the Boeing, them say them turn back all of the Boeing plane them, you know, go back to America and them not take none.
And I agree because it's Trump started.
Yeah, man, terrible,
so get where he deserves. He started. And what it does, you know, is a blessing in disguise, you know. It shows that we as Africans, well, we who are Pan-Africanists know that, to show other Africans and other people that we have to have our own economic arrangements and not be held to ransom by the USA. So it's a blessing in disguise. Because all the US use all them Swiss system to share up people with financial transactions like where they do with Zimbabwe and any country where they no want, and then think the economic terrorism and that type of thing. So it's a good thing that they have been doing this type of thing, because it forced other countries in Africa, the Caribbean and elsewhere to be self-reliant.
And that the new Prime Minister of Namibia there, the woman there, at that level that she had turned on, and I said, watch her now. Too much of them, you know. We can't bother work with them. We have to do what we have to do. You know?
In other words, the Marcus Garvey solution of self-reliance.
Yes,
self-reliance.
The only science.
Because we have to see about ourselves. Yeah, man. Yeah, and you know what sweet me? Is how Trump assured Ramaphosa in the demeeting about so-called European farmers them in a thing, dead
genocide.
And that type of thing.
Genocide.
Yeah. But for sure you all Ramaphosa is a sellout just like in Mentor.
And that me just talk about to me just earlier on, I talk about me say, can you just imagine them don't want him come back and have South Africa.
Because what Ramaphosa, if Ramaphosa was a Pan-Africanist, he would have said 90% of the land in South Africa is owned and controlled by Europeans who got it by murdering our people.
Yeah.
And this is why the majority of Africans in South Africa, except they like him and the Mandela thing, are okay. Because in our own country, our people are landless, and we do own and control the economy. So that has to, we have to reclaim our land. There's no two ways about it, muta.
But the problem with that, is that Elon must start the whole madness, and pass it on to Trump. But we and him now I make deal with Elon Musk. Mama pose and make deal with Elon Musk, for go around all of the law them in Africa, in South Africa now. Forget Elon Musk a little pathway. That it's easier for him to sell him Tesla car them and them something there. Like him suck up to them. Like him suck up to them.
Elon Musk to buy none of cars or nothing. We must make our own cars and things. And remember how Elon Musk make money. It's out of exploiting our people in South Africa, in family.
In family, yeah.
In family, that's when get, so him is a parasite, a racist parasite who make money. Him have what him have by exploiting our people. And remember, Ramaphosa was on the board of that Maricana company.
Yes.
That when the workers them in a strike, them get police, the ANC government, and shoot down and murder the African miners who were striking, Let us not forget that, because Ramaphosa was on the board of that company, that mining company, So he's not he is a sellout like Nelson Mandela, because there's no two ways about the land issue, Muta. Africans in South Africa will never be better off if them do get back the land of the
South Africa, yeah.
Simple.
7% of the population controls 70% of the country.
Exactly.
Kind of madness.
Yeah. Them still own about 90% of the land. That's why our people locked into so-called township ghettos and that type of thing, and the crime rate is so thing. No, that cannot work.
You ever go down to Alexandria yet? Alexandria, you ever go down there yet?
No, but I know about it because
the go down the Rasta.
People who me deal with. Yes.
Me go down there and I tell you, Rasta. Not back a wall. I mean, where you're not back a wall.
You mean back a wall look like uptown Beverly Hills Street?
I tell you, man. Me go down the Rasta and it burn me, man.
Yes,
man. Me go down there, man. So I just some black people in the Rasta.
Yeah, man, the boy Nelson Mandela. That's why the Europeans them in the West always praise Nelson Mandela, Anytime you see Europeans praise an African, it's because he is a traitor and I work for them and not for the African people. Remember Nelson Mandela was him right in our book against Marcus Garvey, because Marcus Garvey said Africa for the Africans, those at home and abroad, the boy Nelson Mandela, And that is why me check for Winnie Mandela, as you know.
The whole of it check for Winnie. The whole of it check for Winnie. The whole of it.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I sell out and them thing, them, and just I remember Malcolm X, who inspired us. When the Kingston Technical Autobiography was
I mean, man. I like the come start turn me on to him, man. Message to the grassroots.
Yes.
Lock me up in him office and play it for me.
In him local office there.
Yeah, man.
And by the side as we come in at the entrance at the main gate.
Yeah, man.
Message, and him had all of the Malcolm X tapes, records.
It's a record in the listen to.
Message to the grassroots.
Message to the grassroots, man. May I tell you. That turned me on, man. That turned me on.
And of course, it's the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Where get me to become a Pan-Africanist.
Me too.
Inspire me. Yes.
We have to cut off the page. Cut off the
yes.
I hope people don't know them book that is banned in Jamaica, you know.
Exactly.
You could have got jail to have them book there, you know.
GSP regime there with Shearer. Black Power book were banned. Black Beauty.
The ass, both the ass.
Yes.
They never read it and never know say the ass it a talk about. Just say black.
It talk about, yes. Just read back.
Yeah, man, you remember say we did have Mills and Boone cover upon the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Yes, as I remember, the Mills and Boone, yes.
Yeah, tear up the cover of the autobiography and put on the Mills and Boones and put them back because we don't want nobody know. And then you remember Brody? You remember Brody? From Gleaner? Ben Brody.
Yes, man.
And Jingles. Jingles. Them used to there doing the park, you know, and police raid up there. Right? And I clear out the book them, you know, and my mother go hear about it on the radio say, she knows them have some of them book there, you know. Yeah. My mother go hear say them read it, you know, ratted. Do man take the whole of the book them and go show down James Street Gully to ratted.
Show them down at the gully.
Show the gully because she's afraid now, so police will come at the yard. Because she see me with them, she never know, say, it's like an X-rated, it's terrible, you know. Imagine you have been some black book and like you have been...
Band man. Mueller, Shearer, the GLP Prime Minister. Yes, man, was banned. Because remember, his name, they declare Walter Rodney from Guyana, persona and non-grata, after he had gone to
By the way, I forgot to mention this, you know. His wife asked me, why is it that Walter Rodney is still on the list of persona non grata and him dead?
And him dead. Yes.
Yeah. She asked that. Why is he still on the list of persona non grata? Anyway, terrible thing.
That is Patricia Rodney, I think her name is.
But I don't know what she name is.
Yeah, that is the wife, the wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, man, may I tell you, man, serious thing. And what it goes to show is that mental slavery is dangerous because the reason for the banning of those books, is that those books would free up and liberate the minds of Africans.
People, yeah.
Yes. So it goes to show you say knowledge of yourself is what the race fear, because them do want Africans to have knowledge of themselves, because once you have knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So by all means necessary, because except for you and Cabo, really, you don't have pan radio in Jamaica, the land of Marcus Garvey. You don't have no programs with no Pan-Africanist content, and you don't have no newspapers, no daily newspapers that are Pan-Africanist in a land where the majority of the population is African. You know? Because that is how them want to have things, you know what I mean? The mental enslavement, and that is why we have to do what we have to do night and day.
Can't stop.
Yes, can't stop at all. You know what I mean? Can't stop.
Sometimes it looks dim, but light there, we know the light there, you know.
Yeah, man, the light is there, and that is why the enemy fights so hard. And I'm glad I hear some news coming out, not fully confirmed at the Ivory Coast. See them.
Yeah, me talk about it. Me just play the clip them. I mean,
yes.
Me just play the clip them. Him did I try to get with Ibrahim too. Him I try to get with him.
Yeah, yes,
him
man.
Side
Yes,
with the
man.
American them.
Because he is a French puppet.
Yeah,
because that is why the French support. Because that is why the French support him to get rid of Gbagbo, who was in the Ivory Coast, who was against the French, you know.
Yeah. They might try to build American base from the army base.
Yes, exactly. So we want the people them in the Ivory Coast to overthrow and get rid of that puppet. And also the boy Tinubu in Nigeria. Can you imagine people in Nigeria have to bring them own water to the hospital for them people, and Nigeria is beset by electrical outages and things. Yet instead of Tinubu deal with that,
if you tell you, if you tell you about down there with the light.
Yes.
May I tell you, Rasta, me never see light cut off, so every day, them have set time when they cut it off too, you know, and then sometimes it not cut off that time there.
Yeah, and Nigeria is so rich in terms of minerals and oil. Exactly, with electricity, because Nigerians supposed to have one of the highest standards of living in the world if the wealth of Nigeria was used for the Nigerian people. But this is why we have to get rid of that.
You know what them do with them money there?
Traitors there.
You know them money man they do, Nigeria and them. If you go to Europe and go to France, and you go to one part, you see them with some white woman, a rub up and a dance up and I go and have the Mercedes Benz outside and a pure white woman are going to them car.
Yes, that's what they do.
Some of them come and show. I mean, I said, but look on that. I just come see that.
Yeah, man, it's true. True. We have to clean out and disinfect and get rid of all of these traitors all over Africa and also in the Caribbean too. Because there is a problem in the Caribbean. We know that. And that is why we have to support the Asian freedom fighters against the US and French. And yes, where I use Jamaican military and police and Kenya and
them just send back some, you know. The Jamaican government just send back some Haiti.
Because them coming under pressure. And you know why them are coming under pressure, Muta? It's because of where me, you and Cabo and other Pan-Africanists are saying, you know. Say, where you do sending our people to Haiti to fight against Haitians who set such an example for African emancipation and so much problems there. So we have to keep doing what we're doing. No Jamaican soldiers or police must be in Haiti to support the racist imperialism of the US. And you're supposed to see a thing where 10 cities in the USA who discriminating against Jamaicans, Africans from Jamaica. You must see that because that's viral.
Yeah, but me not follow it up, you know, because me don't know the source where that come from, though. That's
yes. But
some questionable.
But here why I say that now. We know. You see, because of Marcus Garvey, there has always been a mistrust and a fear by Europeans with Africans from Jamaica, you know, because them don't know which one of them have that Marcus Garvey vibes and thing, you know. Them deal with us in a weary way, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
While they have so much sellout and thing. And the two that when we send to you, where you send me to send, man, the Leroy Sybil Ibrahim Traore, man. Bad.
You send it?
Yes, man, I sent it to you. I WhatsApp it to you the same time last week.
I'm have a look for it. I have one of play for another brother in the street too, you know. Burkina Faso tune name. I don't know if you know that one there.
Yes. Yeah, man. I WhatsApp it last week at the same time, man. Yeah, and in fact, I WhatsApp it again when we done talk too. Again, you know.
All right,
but the Ibrahim Traore, when they play for my radio show, man, people love it, man. The Leroy Sybil. And them kind of reggae tune they will want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, we have to move.
All right, blessed love.
Yeah,
yes,
man,
Marcus, you have a Malcolm X every time.
All right.
Yes.
Nobody no believe in a love again. Yes, EL.
Yeah, Firebar.
Blessed man.
Yeah, man, I'm there. Swear the man them set a plot when Burkina Faso president go to Russia and come back. Yeah. Come back and like the man them set up a plot and kill about 200 soldiers. You know? And like them I say them are get intelligent. That are the rebels them are get intelligent from outside source because all Jones and them thing that them use now. You know the massacre. You know. But now I say it's right now muta. It's gonna be a big thing, you know, for black people. Right now, you know, blood. You have to start from somewhere. You know? Because them people are not really lego the amount of gold and the amount of things that them have, you know, to lose, you know. Because remember, you know, Europe never have nothing, you know. And look how rich Europe is. See? All of them riches they come from Africa, you know. And come from slaves, you know. You know, the Caribbean and that thing. See? So, you see right now, them not going to let go so easy. And them are going to use all what them have. And what them can use. But, the South Africa president, you see how Trump deal with him like how Trump deal with the one that will get the money them from them. To deal with the war.
Zelensky.
Zelensky, yeah.
But Zelensky go on better than the one.
Yeah, because Zelensky still defend himself away.
Yeah, that one I suck up.
That's why I'm telling you about that. You remember when we spoke to you last week, I told you that when you know, say your president or your prime minister is a puppet, you can't work with him, you know, because you just feel like if you walk with him and 2 man come, him a go run. See? When the 2 only take on the 2 man, where it's even. See? And it's just like some puppet one, even all our puppet one. It's just like from your president and your prime minister puppet people. It's not going nowhere because watch me now. We're on earth, we could have been a president, seeing run a country. Seeing that what? About 30 million people or 40.
Where that?
South Africa.
No, man, I'm more than that, man.
More than that, about 60 odd million people, man.
Yeah.
Because a long time, I don't really check on them things.
That, man.
Seeing, and you stand up and you're a president that tell lie. Seeing, say...
Yeah, I'll show you a picture where I lie too.
And I show you a picture and everything, and you not say nothing, you just sidestep it. Seeing, and where you go there for? First thing, to the enthusiasm and the enthusiastic with black people and the unity and war going in Africa now. You shouldn't even all go there, sir.
He might try tell Trump say genocide now go on in Africa. They don't know say genocide now go on. I mean, Trump a tell lie. Why am I try convince Trump? Trump not convinced about that.
Trump not convinced about that. Seeing because I tell a man say Trump come to deal with film people, you know.
Yeah, man, a film
people. Trump are the Jesus. A Trump are the Jesus will come, you know. Resurrect, you know, to deal with for them white people, you know. Seeing on them white level, you know. Seeing so needless Muta, you ever travel up north yet? You ever go Dakota, Louisiana and all certain places?
Yeah,
well, you have travel for miles and you know see one black people. You have some place in America, you know, with enough people know, you know, seeing where when some white people see all a black man, you know, them crowd around him, you know, look all kids them, you know, just like China, you know.
We just start tour, man. We just start tour. And a tour in America. And most of the white people come at the show them.
Yeah. See,
most of the white people.
All when you hear people I jump up and I say, a girl let her win the girl to have connection and me hear man I say, really. Yeah, he wants to win that, but girl that run against Trump, man. Or Kamala.
Oh, Kamala Harris, yeah.
Me didn't know, sir. She now win, you know. I me didn't know, sir, she now gonna win. See? Based on the base of America, you know. See, because me know, sir. So once white people come out, and we know the white people, them, through America, no problem, no economical problem, like how it did not some little economical problem when Obama. See, and Obama have to bring it back and thing. Me know, say, from the educated white people, them have vote for Trump. The dunce one, them have go vote for Trump too. See, so me know, say, me didn't know, say, Kamala now go nowhere. See, because when white people say them a do something, them a do it. See, and I like how you say, yeah, black man that say, boy, me I go do. See? So all you see Trump, you see, all right, you see Gaza go flat in your muta. Now tell you, you see them house with Trump, them say them a go Bill and Ray and this and that and that. It may not reach the level there, but them a go get the land them, Them a go get the land them. And then people have to go run to Egypt or any one of the neighboring Arab country them. Because them country they sell out too, You know that.
Yeah,
see?
the Arab them sell out long time.
Them sell out. See, so all I want to go on, see, and them baby as you say, when them push down, anytime them push down the amount of baby and the amount of skull and the amount of thing there. See, and that's true. It a go on. See? And I look, one time I look, Muta, when the voting thing are going, about the Gaza thing there, And when we look and see our Prime Minister don't vote, and all of the Caribbean country them vote against it,
Yeah.
After them time there, me have him on a different level, See? Me have him on a different level from him sell out Venezuela, from Venezuela go to free isle. See? Yeah. And him vote against Venezuela through Trump, my look friend with Trump. See? But you see, from a Gaza vote there, me have him different. See? Now, when a man is a puppet, or when a president or a prime minister is a puppet, people, them only interested in keeping themselves in power. So, while reach the South African president there, saying, it for reach him, and that for reach him, and the people have to protest and make him stay when there.
Oh, boy, that's how people come back.
Yeah, them to make him, but Muta, you can't have people like them think they are different black people, man. I've said them are different black people. Or you have them people as leaders. Them now sell you out, man.
After the whole world get you that Tesla, they might give them free passageway for come down and come set up Elon Musk. Free passageway might give him.
And violate all them constitution, violate all of the law them in the constitution and all them things. See? It crazy, man. Them man never stay with them man. See, now we can't afford for your next sell out because you see the man might get closer and closer. You notice the man have all minister in a parliament now and that share thing with them and the white.
So white people run the South Africa again, man.
So white people won't take over South Africa. See? So, boy, I mean, know. I try to understand, But when Prime Minister are puppet, at them kind of thing there and at them kind of thing they reach, the people suffer without a leader with vision. And when them come on a masquerade,
the people perish.
See, when them come on a masquerade, both them have vision and this and that. It's just through some of them, see, study, see, political science, see, to use it, see, against the people. So you have a thing in reverse psychology, see, where them tell the people what them want to hear, but them not do it, But them tell you, it's like them when I know say Muta is a man who love African music, So them invite Muta to a party and when you look, seeing a big African music I play. And Muta say, well, boy, John, no, I hear some of them, man. See? But after Muta gone, a big
Rock music.
See? Yeah. So adapt them people, I do with all the people in Jamaica. Them keep on a trick them, and I tell them what them want to hear. And anything with them go on good, you see them go masquerade around like a them a do it. See it? And, you know, puppet, man.
Well, have to see it, go on.
Hey.
Especially when the puppet they on a string.
On a string, yeah.
Puppet
see?
on a string.
Because as you say, no. As you say a while ago. Elinsky name. Him kind of defend himself, you know.
What you mean, man? The man defend himself, yes.
Yeah, come that talk back. Yeah, all of them are saying no wear no suit. He must say, he not wear no suit until the war done.
The war done, yeah.
See, and him a talk back still. See? And you can say, I just throw him one and then back him up. See? And he might defend himself. You know, like,
good man.
When you defend, like a back up a rat.
Yeah,
see, and threw him well back up. But him still bite out him way and run. See? But the South African president, the man just squat like a little, you know.
Come there, come sell out the players.
Come sell out the players.
Elon Musk, Tesla car down there, and the man name the thing where him give the internet service away. Let's call it again.
Forgot the name too.
You know, I refer have one of them, you know, believe you me. Anyway, it can't take up internet anywhere they take it up.
Yeah.
You know, some remote area and like that. And that's what I use now. Anyway, we have to move that door.
Yeah, man. Anyway, blessed, see?
Yeah, man, man.
Yeah.
Yes, we there with you, you know, say, we have a thing on the way there now, where we start. From last week, we did the first one, where we kind of get a lawyer to answer your question about certain topic. You understand? So tomorrow we're going to tell you the topic. And if you want some answer, you can just call the station, call the program, Stepping Razor, and the lawyer will be there to answer your question. Let's start from last week and we will continue it tomorrow from the Stepping Razor. Yeah. Yes, Iel.
Yes.
Yeah, blessed.
Yeah, Muta, you know, say, are the brethren ready call you and tell about the festival song, the dub poet thing?
Yeah, so you got enter it.
Yeah, so you know, say, me come together, me and my band brethren, them, Prestige Melodies bands, and we put together a thing and we go to studio and recover about the rhythm and thing, and they pay me empty fee, they email it to them. Then them send me back email and tell me say, me not qualify, me say try back next year.
Why them say not qualify? Oh, them not tell you that?
No.
Them just say not qualify.
The song sound good everywhere me go.
Yeah, but you actually the song sound good, maybe not sound good to them. So why you not just put it on CD and send it to a station them still?
You know, that's why I'm linking, you know, because I want to get a link with it that I could have sent it to you because I have it on my thumb drive. I can email it to you and I can WhatsApp it to you.
Yeah, man. You can WhatsApp it to me. I
could have called the operator and get your number and I could have WhatsApp it to you.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Now call the operator. I don't know if you did want.
But suppose me not like it neither.
I never said to you know if you want me sing the first
no,
line.
No, Lord, sing it by the radio now, I'm going to make it sound like when you do the record.
Oh.
If you want to sing it, make you a minute to sing it. All right, make you a minute to sing it.
All right. Go so. Ideya. Bountiful blessing ideya. Ideya, Jamaica. Bountiful blessing ideya. Some people tell me, say that them not like Jamaica. And if them get a visa right now, them left ya. Full time them change up that bad behavior. I make all of us just love Jamaica. See the hills and the valley blue sea with white sand. The reggae music with all the dancehall jam. Indigenous people and the food where we yam. Tell me if that no I'm an attraction. It there, it there, it there. Bountiful blessing it there. It there, Jamaica. Bountiful blessing it there.
Yeah, it's all like a festival song. It's all like a festival song. Yeah, but
people go whisper. Them have the 30 people what year where them say them pick out, you know, Ronnie Williams.
Yeah.
And the man say when him listen to them, man, trust me, my song sound no better than enough for them. But my sister, all them things they are going. It's true, me not have no strong bucket behind. Me not have no strong bucket behind my song.
So we are saying you have no strong bucket. So all people with them select have strong bucket.
Most of them people that come to certain entity.
How much people them select?
Yes, around 30 of them. I'm not sure.
30 of them have strong. Them take top 10 already.
Yeah.
So when you say the 30 of them have strong back.
Then I saw for them thing, you know, so all the thing kind of change.
No, me not see not, me not follow it up, you know. You are telling me about me not follow that.
I'm more to establish artists and win the thing, you know, brother.
Yeah, but that don't mean, all right, so you say no, you shouldn't enter then if I'm going to stop, you never know.
No, but to me and I read.
So let me ask you a question. Yeah, me tell you, if you set up, let me ask you a question. Which artist in the 30? Which are the artists in the 30?
You know, I say, no, me couldn't tell you, you know.
Why?
Because me never did go at the thing, you know. Them never invite me. It's just I want to show me where I will perform, I go perform it.
So, you know, so when you go there, are you one perform when you go there?
No, me I say, it's a karaoke thing, me go perform it and an audience see me and I tell me, say, them go. Them go
away.
Them go Ronnie Williams for them have the finalists them and him listen to them and thing and him a tell me say my song sound better than enough for them.
Okay. So who are the artists then when you go when the brother tell you say they did it?
Him not say, you know, him never say still. Him go listen to the songs them. Me don't know the brother, you know.
So him never watch the artist them. The one who listen to the brother them never watch the artist them.
Yeah, me I say, but him not tell me no name.
Okay.
It's just the songs them him listen to, and then him see me a perform and him.
And say your own sound better than a whole heap of them.
Yeah, him I say him love my own sound and his sound better than enough for them, you know.
Yeah, and you say no, I true them have links why them get through.
Me figure more that muta.
Okay.
If me have like.
But you want to know, it's what you just said to me. A dub poetry. That tell me about when you call still, you know.
Yeah, it's a
but what you do a while ago, I don't poetry.
No, you know, it's true. When me call them and I talk to them before me pay me entry fee, me ask them if a dub poet can enter and them tell me no.
Them tell you no?
Yeah.
True, why?
Them say it's not a festival song.
All right. No, but no, man. You see, it's no word that way, no, Bridget. All right. You tell them say a dub poetry you want to do.
Yeah, me ask them if a dub poet can enter. And them I say it never happened before and thing. And I say, maybe the first one, and them I say, no.
So you change up to that one there?
Yeah, me come together with the Prestige Melodies bands and
you do that? But
yeah,
me
create that one there.
But you shouldn't tell them say a dub poetry you going to do. You should just get the band and do it. Do the poem you do and make them hear it when they tell them say a dub poetry. You tell them a genre, no, a genre of music where them not used to that way there. You know, because when we hear you say a while ago, I do poetry. But you say, I know that did not enter.
It was a dub. It was a dub.
No, but you should have enter it and don't tell them what. You just do what you do. Them not have to know say a dub poetry. If them want to say a dub poetry, make them say it, but you not have to tell them say you want a dub poetry. You want to do a dub poem. And that you tell me too, you know, so you want to do a dub poem.
Me question them before me pay the entry.
Yeah, but you shouldn't tell them about no dub poetry. You should tell them say you want to enter the festival with a song.
Oh.
Anyway, we have to move though. We have to move. Yeah?
Yeah, man. Big up yourself.
Send the song, come give me.
All right. Me I'll call the operator and
yes,
get the number.
Yes. A Virgin call navigator. Same one, a very clear for him, man. That him can't do certain things with him family. And that is that everybody I hear them say everything gone down now. Crime gone down. Poor gone down. I mean, enough things them say gone down. I wonder if I true. Because I don't know, I tell the truth. Things don't look different to me at all. Things don't look no different to me. Same way see last year and the year before. All I have is what them tell me. I'm kind of afraid to say, I believe them. Them have statistics that show now. Especially like how they name their command, what them call it, the election. And now them have statistics. And now them have statistics. Last week, I played this thing and somebody had to play it back.
The Haitian revolt was set in motion by Jamaicans. Jamaicans, troublemakers, that they wanted to get rid of, so they sold them to plantations in Haiti. The Jamaican farmers sold them to plantations in Haiti, and the most noted being Bookman, who decided he's going to be a priest. Then he's a priest, and he wasn't going to work on the farm. So as a priest, he began to organize the Yoruba slaves and the solidification of the Haitian Revolution to the point, and he moved it so fast, Toussaint Louverture had to run to catch up with the revolution in order to lead it.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, blessed.
Blessed muta.
All right.
Let me ask you about that. The movements that are going in Africa now, the uprising and everything. If you can see a virgin, they take a mic and go up on a stage and tell the world what it happened already. They see a Rasta virgin there. And then say, how long can I steal the prophet while we stand that side and look? They don't remember the messenger. We don't tell them that from way back when. But you see, the thing is more that them so focused on the messenger.
Wait, who yes never was listening, never listened.
What oppressions them, man? One of them oppress Africans then.
Yeah, but all you know so them did hear the song.
The world it play muta. That song they play all over the world, muta.
No, but all you know them did hear it that me ask you.
If play all over the world.
Eh? You feel say everybody in the world hear that song, the Virgin?
But those are sure they play all over the world. So
yeah, but me ask you, you feel say everybody in the whole world hear that song there?
No, muta. You know we not go there, so say the whole world hear that song there. But the oppressors then.
Yeah.
And them we attack. And them the message for. And them we want to hear it. So if them hear it or never hear it, the message are fulfilled. Slavery is the next thing in the most. I never end by mutual consent, you know.
No, fight for it and get it.
You see.
Man, fight for them freedom.
So you see, everything where the Virgin talk about are come to pass in the song. Bob Marley. Just them never listen to Virgin. That's what I say.
All right.
Yeah, man. Next thing I said to you, Muta. Virgin talk about the Asian, the Virgin.
So why you keep saying the Virgin? Why you don't say about Marley you talk about? Why you keep
saying? No, I'm not talking about Bob Marley. I say,
no. Me say, a while ago you said the Virgin say. Why not just say Bob Marley say?
They don't say Bob Marley sing that song.
No, they don't say Bob Marley say it, man.
They
They don't say Bob Marley say it.
They don't all our virgin, man. The messenger that, you know. I don't hear him as a virgin.
I know virgin, I'm no messenger about the place still.
Yeah, but that's one great messenger about it. I think the place there too, you know.
All right, sir.
Yeah, and the Asian thing when me ask them about muta. In the time of slavery, I think the Asian them was one of the first of the people them were rise up, start the revolution to abolish the slavery thing.
Yeah, that we just play, man.
Yeah, but you see, them was one of the first to start, you know. But after slavery abolished, and you know, everything got marked down. Hurricane, storm, earthquake, everything just it ate it. There was not a coincidence or act of God. Or so nature not like them.
No, wait, no, man. I know that make them lose the thing. What is the big problem in Haiti is that they will pay reparations to the French. And only for them money where they will use to deal with the government business. They have to pay to the French.
Yeah.
And that keep them down very poor to the point now. So you have some scrupulous leaders will come and just do the same thing with the white guy did that do. And that is why them there so I'm not to do no act of God. Act of God mash up the place, yes, but that never did go on the time when the French that tell them say must pay reparation because them lose the work of them, just like Jamaica. The white man them pay reparation to the plantation, one of them, you know. 20 million pounds.
Yeah, and when the land when the slavery done, the white people get money for them thing and we never really get
20
land.
million pounds.
Yeah, and them share the land and we never really get none. You see what I say, but as I say, muta, black people really have to rise. It should have done so it already.
Yeah.
So, they're not really surprised. Just I look to see the outcome.
Well, I hope I hope you're in a part of the rising.
Of course, muta, man.
You sound like you just a look.
Muta, any part we have to play for our upliftment. We have to do that.
All right, sir.
We're born a part of this muta. We're born a fight. And you will listen to you now. It's God.
All right, sir.
Muta.
Yeah, man, all right, give thanks. Yes, today I with you. Why you love Shane Clark? I don't know which part him did there, but him come forward. Alright, sir. I'm glad him come forward. I want to yell up all the one them who stay till them was here. May I tell you, you know, if you stay till them was here, listen to one voice, attack all sorts of things, you know. I give thanks to you stay still. We really appreciate that. And we'll be back here little more from now, from 2 o'clock to 5:45 with the stepping razor, the art of war. And we're going to play this song here with nobody, all anyone know them youth.
Yeah, muta.
Yeah, blessed.
Waganda.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, man. I calling for a mobile, you know.
All right.
You want me to tell you something? A couple years ago, I listened to you on the radio, you know, me hear about God and the Bible and the Quran, and we take up the pen and start do some research. Me take up trouble for myself, Muta. I give myself schizophrenia.
You get yourself what?
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia?
Yeah, man.
What name, so?
Overload of knowledge.
And that them call it schizophrenia?
Yeah, that them call it, yeah.
Spell the word, spell it.
Well,
schizophrenia, yeah. Oh.
hey, you know, easy no muta.
What is schizophrenia? I try to figure out what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man, me take out the pen and start.
You give yourself it.
Yeah, man, too much knowledge, man. Yeah, me buck up in
Too much
that.
knowledge don't make you schizophrenic, man.
I know, and I don't know if give me schizophrenia. I don't know how come. Doctor said me have schizophrenia.
But you tell us how the knowledge cause it?
Yeah, I said them they have spiritual awakening, you know.
No, wait there. The doctor tell you say you get schizophrenic because you have too much knowledge, you get too much knowledge.
No, they don't really tell me that still, you know, me as you know.
Oh, but schizophrenic. All right. So what that mean now? So where you say that for now? What tell me? Where you blame me to schizophrenic at behavior?
Yeah, me here. Say that again.
You know, with schizophrenic, make you do one thing over there so and do the next thing over there so different.
Yeah. That's
I don't know why you do it schizophrenic. So I cause you to be schizophrenic.
Me I listen to the program and me talk about self and all them things there, you know.
Yeah, you write them down.
Who tell you that me do?
No, you just tell me, man. No,
yeah, man, I'm gonna write them. We take about 6 weeks to write them. I'm write, you know, I start out. I'm realize I'm myself. Me write up. I'm start. I run out for myself, Rasta. Yeah, man.
So you get injection and get over that now, though.
Yeah, me can get over it now. I just one thing left to get over, you know.
What that?
I just look at nervousness. I kind of feel weak in myself. I just that minute to get over, you know.
So wait, I 2 years to my program where I had them think that.
Yeah, in a real life, man. But you get so hard to get more about a tour, and I'm on the phone and try to get
No, I'm not about tour. No, I say all them sickness the way I talk about now. On my program, you can get sick.
In a real life, I'm not telling no lie. Yeah, man, that's true, man. And I really program make me get sick. I will do to myself still, because I have some things to let out and not let them out. I keep them to myself, you know. I talk to myself too much.
Oh, yeah. Tell like for instance what you talk about to yourself.
Some of the craziness. Sometimes I say, if man so mad, because when I say to myself, if man so mad, you think God go create man and turn around and allow man to madder than God himself. But believe me, make you know that. You have to know that yourself.
Oh, you hear me say that?
Yeah. So, and because you have to believe is out and all them things. And I truly thought, because if me tell you say accident down the road down the so, and you can witness the accident. When you come back, you walk different, you talk different, you dance different, you sing different, because you go witness the accident. But believe now can make it know.
I listen to you. I wonder how much people may get schizophrenic with my talking.
Boy, I like a good question that, you know.
So it's a bad influence then?
No, man. It's not a bad influence, but the way you talk about everybody can't wake up to it. If everybody wake up to it, it's a problem, you know.
That me I said to I show you.
It's like a song said, how can it be forbidden? If it's love, it can't. It's forbidden, you know.
No, it's like you throw pearls to swine.
Yeah.
You know, like you throw pearls to swine, eh?
Yeah.
All right, sir. Well, thanks for hearing you.
Yeah, man, you know.
All right.
Yeah, me call about you know. I want to say something like tourism. Like tourism, working, you know.
Tourism, you work in, huh?
Yeah, I'm working at tourism. But if you all tourism around right now, you see, tourism, economic, just for me, in the tourism, economic can't grow.
Which part are there?
I contract with the panel, drive the people in, and the money with them pay a daytime to drive, and you can't buy lunch and taxi for you and all them things there. Yeah, man, cheap money, the man pay a daytime to drive, bus drive and post.
From which part to which part? Like from which part to which part?
Like if they are man to go be you got a watch your nigga, them pay a certain amount of, them pay like $20 a day. That can't buy lunch and taxi for you, man. And the key me tell them, man, say, yo, come together to make a voice. So the minister can't hear, so that can't work. The man them run, the man know why you them think that.
But you don't sound schizophrenic to me, man. Hey, let me tell you something. I go out, I come off of the boat. You know Reynolds?
Yeah, man, I know Reynolds.
Yeah. All right. But up on the cruise, I'm come off of the boat. I'm say I go drive, go down at Ivory FM.
Yeah.
You know it's for Ivory FM there, right?
Yeah, man.
So, I tell somebody to go ask somebody how much you going to charge me for go down at Ivory FM. From Reynolds, that's all you know. For go down at Ivory, you know what man tell the brother have to tell me? $200 US.
Yeah.
say. Someone go to the brother and say, Bridget, at that you charge the white people them for go down there, so $200, sir. That's why we can't reach nowhere.
Yeah, man, that's true, man. That's why we
can't reach nowhere. $200. Because I don't know what I mean. I say, muta, you want to go down there, man? I say, no, but $200.
We believe you, man. Yeah, man, that's true, man. We believe you, man.
Believe, man, that the man tell him. The man telling you $200. And me go back to him and say, Brethren, you really are charged $200 from Yasso. $200 from Yasso for go down at Ivory FM. You know, see that that's terrible. Say,
yeah, man, I mean that's terrible, man.
Anyway, glad to hear from you still.
Respect, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's ill.
Yes, Muta, give thanks, Muta. With the right up against the hours, you know.
Yeah,
so
man,
may I go be quick and clear, you know, but me have to comment upon the program, you know.
Give thanks.
So, what may I say now, Muta? Long time I listen to the program, and really the call of them, Jamaica have some of the most intelligent people and culturally inclined, and always remember Africa. So what me just mention to you real quick, you know, because me and Harlem, I work with like a program with the Schomburg Library and we do a rights
you work in Harlem. Harlem you call from?
Yeah.
Okay.
So me I work with a set of educator, cultural educator to put together a program for cultural awareness where every youth where want to know can go through a program, maybe 12 weeks, you know, and we can see if we get a sponsor for it. You know, the youth them deserve that at Jamaica. You know, when a youth want to know himself, we as, you know, I mean, you as an elder for me, but we have to set it so that there is somewhere for them to go. YouTube alone, them they're all over the place, and when them come together, be a disagreement same way. So, all right, that's the development there, and it can lead to a lot of business opportunity in the end.
Yeah, man, give thanks.
So we'll call again. Yeah,
man, you call too late, man.
This station. Jamaica's poverty rate has declined. It moved from 16.7% in 2021 to 8.2% in 2023. According to the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, this reduction represents the lowest rate recorded since poverty rates were first measured in 1989. Director General of the PIOJ, Dr. Wayne Henry, presented the data during the quarterly press briefing this morning.
In 2012, poverty in Jamaica was 19.7%. That meant nearly 1 in every 5 Jamaican was consuming below the poverty line. Poverty rates have since trended downwards, but spiked to 16.7% in 2021, likely reflecting the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic. The results reflect progress across all regions of the country. In the Greater Kingston Metropolitan Area, GKMA, poverty fell from 10.4% in 2021 to 3% in 2023. While this is a positive development, we observed that there was high variability around this estimate. As such, may be less precise than others. It should therefore be interpreted with some caution. In other urban centers, OUC, the rate declined to 9% from 15.5% in 2021, reversing the upward trend observed since 2018. In rural areas, which historically experienced the highest rates of poverty, the rate dropped from 22.1% to 11.5%.
In addition to this national decline in poverty, Dr. Henry reported a recorded decline in the food poverty rate, also referred to as extreme poverty.
In the Jamaican context, food poverty refers to the inability of a household to afford the minimum daily caloric intake required for good health. In 2023, the food poverty rate fell to 2.8%, down from 5.8% in 2021 and 4% in 2019, marking the lowest level on record.
He attributed the decline to Jamaica's strong post-COVID rebound, increased employment levels, an estimated 86% growth in the national minimum wage, and the enactment of certain social protection programs, among other things.
By 2023, the country had officially recovered from the shock of COVID-19 and had entered into a new growth phase. The Jamaican economy grew by 2.6%, marking the third consecutive year of economic growth since the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is important to note that prior to the pandemic, Jamaica had already embarked on a sustained growth trajectory, recording 7 consecutive years of growth up to 2019. COVID-19 disrupted that path, but we remained committed. Our post-pandemic rebound has been strong. Real value added in 2023 surpassed 2019 levels, confirming a full recovery and new forward momentum. Growth in 2023 was broad-based. It was driven by increased employment, expanded output in 9 of 12 industries, and higher external demand for Jamaica's services, particularly in tourism and business process outsourcing.
Director General of the PIOG, Dr. Wayne Henry. Meanwhile, the government has welcomed the fall in the poverty rate to a historic low of 8.2%. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, revealed today that the national poverty rate has been halved, falling from 16.7% in 2021 to 8.2% in 2023. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness said this marks a major milestone in the government's ongoing efforts to improve the quality of life for all Jamaicans. This significant decline reflects the government's continued success in the delivery of targeted social investment programs, expanded job creation initiatives, and prudent macroeconomic management. In response to the achievement, the Prime Minister says that this remarkable reduction in poverty is a direct result of deliberate policies.
This validates our economic program, which was never built on trickle-down theories, reckless spending, or fantasy promises. Instead, we focused on practical and instrumental efforts to improve the lives of every Jamaican by empowering households with jobs and income, improving the capacity of the labor force with free access to training, increased and targeted social interventions, and strengthening of the social safety net and increasing agricultural output. While we celebrate this historic achievement, we recognize that there is more work to be done. Our mission is to ensure that every Jamaican, especially our most vulnerable, has access to opportunities and pathways to prosperity. We can end absolute poverty in Jamaica.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness. He noted that the announcement comes at a time when many countries are facing economic uncertainty due to global disruptions. Notwithstanding the external challenges, Jamaica's economy is estimated to have grown in the first quarter of 2025, driven by resilience in key sectors, as well as the continuation of fiscal discipline and investment in people. The central bank has pointed out that the tariffs imposed by the United States will have some impact on Jamaica's gross domestic product GDP growth. The Bank of Jamaica noted that there continues to be some uncertainty about the rapidly evolving policies in the USA and the global economy. These issues have implications for the domestic economic outlook. BOJ Governor Richard Biles said the first-round impact of the increase in U.S. tariffs on prices in Jamaica will not be significant.
While some consumer prices in Jamaica may rise due to the higher inflation in the U.S., the impact of imported inflation on overall domestic price level increases will be largely offset by fall in world oil prices. Given the available information, the bank therefore projects a moderate impact of the U.S. policy changes on prices in Jamaica. In this context, the outlook is for inflation to remain within the bank's target range of 4 to 6% over the next 2 years, notwithstanding some upside risk. This outlook assumes stable inflation expectations, a moderate decline in crude oil prices, continued stability in the exchange rate, and moderate domestic demand.
Mr. Biles said the economy is projected to grow moderately over the near term.
The U.S. policy changes may have some impact on Jamaica's GDP growth from the baseline tariff imposed on Jamaica by the U.S., and this may augur well for growth in those industries. The economy is therefore projected to grow moderately over the near term. Against this background, and factoring domestic demand conditions for financial year 25-26, real GDP is projected to recover in a range of 1% to 3%, largely reflecting normalization in the mining, tourism, and construction sectors. In this context, employment levels are projected to remain high, even as anecdotal data suggests that wage pressures are moderating. The current account of Jamaica's balance of payments is projected to remain in surplus over the near term, and the international reserves are projected to remain healthy.
BOJ Governor Richard Biles. Staff and students at the Abnell International Preparatory School in Manchester were in a somber mood today as they mourned the death of student 4-year-old Guy Grinnell. The girl died following a shooting incident at a premises in Ingleside, Mandeville last night. Reported that she was at home with relatives about 10 p.m. when an explosion was heard. When checks were made, Guy was found suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. She was pronounced dead at hospital. School principal Deidre Watt-Christie described the incident as unfortunate.
We had a beautiful time with Gia on sports day 2 days ago, and every time we see her, she's just really a beam of light. She's a dynamic person, and this is really unfortunate. We've never experienced this before. We have been trying to galvanize as much support as possible. The ministry has lended some support to us as well. They visited us this morning, and we had our devotion with our chairman, Dr. Christie, and we've been trying to just love each other, give the family whatever necessary support during this time.
Principal Deidre Watt-Christie. Meanwhile, head of the kindergarten department, Stacey Ann Griffith, said the incident has left the school community shaken.
When I came over and when I heard the news, I could not even stand. I sat on a chair for like 1 hour before going over to my class. I teach Gia Grenier like 2 to 3 years ago, and I am telling you, it is not easy. We are in dismayed, but we are praying, and we have been getting encouragement from counselors, and we try to encourage each other.
Head of the kindergarten department, Stacey Ann Griffiths, while Dean and grade 6 teacher Ronnie Myers shared similar sentiments.
The first thing that I heard when I stepped into the gate was this tragedy that they call international prayer. And the thing is, I was there on sports day when her mom came to drop her off with the tent and everything for sports day. Even our admin staff. We're feeling it really hard because she was there with her. She was in her house, so she was with her all sports day. The whole school is feeling it. The securities were crying this morning. Just imagine the security of the school could have felt that connection, that pain that we can even begin to fathom what the parents are feeling right now.
Dean at the Abnell International Preparatory School, Rodney Myers. The St. Andrew businessman Robert Bell, who is facing several charges in relation to the physical assault of a nurse last week, was denied bail when he appeared in the gun court today. Provided an update to RFM News, Defense Attorney Christopher Townsend explained that following national outcry over the incident, the judge thought it was safer for Bell to not be released at this time. He noted, however, that according to the judge, another bail application can be made when all relevant documents are submitted.
We did appear before the court today. Our Ladyship Senior Penal Judge, Mrs. Lorna Shelley Williams, presided over the matter. She heard a bail application on behalf of Mr. Bell. She denied bail at this time, citing as one of the main reasons that because of the public outcry, it might be much safer for Mr. Bell to remain where he is at this time. She did, however, indicate that on the next occasion, when all of the documentation are in, she will entertain another bail application. The matter is now set for the 20th of June for the Crown to disclose the documents they're relying on in their possession.
Attorney at law Christopher Townsend. A video which has gone viral on social media shows the nurse being beaten, wrestled to the ground, and stomped on by an armed man who police believe was Bell. Bell is facing 5 charges in relation to the incident. They are assault occasioning actual bodily harm, assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, assault at common law, possessing a firearm with intent to commit a first scheduled offense, and possession of a firearm with intent to to cause injuries. Reported at about 7:15 p.m. on May 13, the nurse was on her way to work when her vehicle was impeded by a vehicle reportedly driven by Mr. Bell. A dispute ensued between the two individuals, during which the woman was physically assaulted. The following day, Bell was apprehended by the police. The situation has sparked several protests over gender-based violence. And several healthcare workers attached to the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston staged a peaceful protest at the medical institution this morning, calling for an end to violence against women. Placard-bearing nurses, midwives, doctors, and other staff members stood in solidarity for approximately an hour and a half at the hospital's entrance, calling for positive change. Today's protest is a continuation of a series of demonstrations which took place across the island on Monday. They stem from recent acts of violence against women and girls. They include the physical assault of a nurse in uniform in a road rage incident in Mount Friendship, St. Andrew last Tuesday. 65-year-old businessman Robert Bell of St. Andrew is facing 5 charges in relation to the incident. And Gender Minister Olivia Grange said the government has proposed further strengthening of laws to include stronger and more appropriate penalties for domestic and sexual violence. Ms. Grange, who was speaking in Parliament yesterday, condemned violence against women.
Mr. Speaker, I come to this House today, as I've done on so many other occasions, to speak out against violence against women and to recruit more members of our society in the important mission to end violence against women and girls. I know the entire House will join me in condemning the most recent acts of violence against women that have been brought to public notice, including the horrific killing of 9-year-old Kelsey Farragon from my constituency, the University of Technology student Anissa Dilworth, who was reported missing and whose body was recently discovered, and the seemingly random, brutal attack on a defenseless nurse by a coward holding a gun. The viral video of the attack on the nurse has quite rightly angered the nation and was the motivation for demonstrations towards ending violence against women and girls yesterday.
She said a joint select committee of Parliament has been discussing amendments to the Domestic Violence Act.
But further to that, a joint select committee of Parliament has been meeting to review and consider further amendments to the Domestic Violence Act. The public was invited to make submissions, which have now been compiled. The committee will meet over the next 2 months to complete the overhaul of the Domestic Violence Act. Additionally, the government has increased funding for psychosocial support to victims and survivors. The effect of this is that we are now providing better services to victims and creating mechanisms for resolution of conflicts.
Ms. Grange said special units have been established within the Jamaica Constabulary Force to respond to cases of domestic and sexual violence.
There is more training for police officers and first responders, especially in health facilities and emergency services. We have established specialized units within the JCF to respond to cases of domestic and sexual violence. The police have established 10 domestic violence intervention centers that are managed by police officers who are trained to intervene through a variety of methods, including home visits, referrals, and counseling.
Minister of Gender Olivia Grange. Managing Director of Medical Technologies Limited, Ethel Hamilton, has rejected as simply untrue allegations and suggestions by the opposition that the company has been involved in massive overpricing in the acquisition of the Medtronic neurosurgical drill for the Bustamante Children's Hospital for Children. Mr. Hamilton has described as disturbing the claims by opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, that the drill purchased by Sarah for the hospital was not new and that the purchase price was around $250,000. He said both claims are false. The PNP has been questioning the expenditure of just over $31 million on a single neurosurgical drill. Yesterday, it called for a probe into the expenditure. In a statement today, Medical Technologies outlined that the drill referenced by Dr. Dawes and the documents he showed represented the motor component of a drill owned by Medical Technologies purchased some years ago. According to the statement, the motor component was sent to the USA on September 26, 2024 for repairs. It said the commercial invoice for the repair supports these facts. The company stated that the drill repair has nothing to do with the new drill of a different model sold to Sarah. It added that the neurosurgical drill sold to Sarah is a new EM800 series drill and not the EM200 model as stated by Dr. Dawes. Medical Technologies Limited stated that it participated in a transparent tender process for the procurement of the drill and was successful. The company further explained that no advance payment was made by Sarah, and to date, Medical Technologies Limited has not been paid for the equipment, despite it being delivered almost 7 months ago and being used by a surgeon at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. Medical Technologies Limited said it has instructed its attorneys to review carefully the information, allegations, and suggestions made by Dr. Dawes at the press conference. It added that it will take all necessary legal steps to protect its good name and reputation, considering its role as an important stakeholder in the healthcare sector across the Caribbean. By the end of June, it's expected that work will be underway on 90 roads under the Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to a Road Network Spark program. Works Minister Robert Morgan says works are ongoing on 50 roads across the country. In an update to Parliament yesterday, he outlined that while there have been challenges, the projects are ongoing.
Would have started over 90 of the Spark roads. I will also advise that we have completed roads. Richings Avenue has been completed. Several roads, Everest Drive in Portmore and several other roads in Portmore. We've also done Richings Avenue. We're still dealing with Harbour Heights, which has proven to be a very challenging infrastructure. As the minister would know, we've finished Bridgeview. So Spark is sparking despite what some people want to say. There's palpable excitement in the population as to the significant amount of works. We have never done so many roads at one time in the history of Jamaica.
Some members of Parliament called for the Spark schedule to be made available to them. Mr. Morgan said some challenges may impact the schedule.
I don't have any issue with telling you, as far as I can tell you, when roads are scheduled. But you would appreciate that. Let's use an example of Everest Drive. We went to Everest Drive and we thought it would be a 6-week project. We went there, we found pipes with asbestos. We had to do a pipe work which was not a part of the schedule, which has caused delays in other projects in East Kingston and Port Royal. So what I can do is I can indicate to you a general understanding of when we expect works to start, because I do get a report every week.
Works Minister Robert Morgan. Despite the challenges, Mr. Morgan has further disclosed that by next week it can be expected that the program will be on the way in all constituencies. Residents of Grants Pen in St. Andrew today mounted fiery roadblocks to protest the fatal shooting of a man by police during an alleged confrontation in the community this morning. Dead is 23-year-old Jaden Gooden, also called 6 of Grants Pen Drive. Reports are that a team of officers visited the premises and it's alleged that Gooden challenged the lawman and he was fatally shot. The police said one Taurus 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 9mm cartridges was seized. The residents are disputing the police's account of the incident. The Independent Commissioner of Investigations, INDECOM, is probing this and 2 other incidents which occurred over the past 24 hours. One incident occurred yesterday in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, and the other 2 occurred today in Grants Pen, St. Andrew, and Jerusalem Mountain in Westmoreland. Indicom says the latest shooting incidents increased to 133 the number of persons fatally shot by the security forces so far this year. 22 of the shootings occurred in the month of May. Students of Tarrant Primary High Schools in Kingston are expected to be safer traversing to and from school due to the Cleaner Kingston initiative. The initiative, spearheaded by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSMC, is aimed at promoting cleaner and safer communities. The initiative impacted areas in and around the Tarrant High and Primary schools by removing garbage and overgrown trees yesterday. Principal of Tarrant Primary, Ajay Raffigan, said the overgrown area facilitated the robbery of students and parents. She said because of this, the school has been struggling to maintain students.
And because it is occurring for criminals, parents are afraid to send their children around. Most parents will be sending their children across and they'll be traversing this area. So if you're going to have an area looking like this, that is a covering for criminals, they're afraid and they seek enrollment in other schools that are close by. It does affect our enrollment. And we are faced with criminal activities from this area from time to time. Persons hid in the bushes, they ride bikes over, men hiding in the bushes, and then they try to attack parents and children. So we are really appreciative of this.
Principal at Tarrant Primary, Adija Raffington.